Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
I'm Sam.
Isaac.
This is Drop Motorsports. Go, 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 go!
Alright, so we finally got everything out of the way. And if you can see, this windshield's pretty dusty. Just like the rest of the car, because it's been sitting here for like 9 months. It's raining right now, and I'm just going to pull it outside and park it and let it clean off a little bit, I guess. First time outside in a while. About to park it next to the Rolla so it can be next to its turbo buddy. It's weird to have this space open. The car's been there ever since we've had the shop, so it's been a while since this space has been open. It's probably not going to stay like that for long, because I'll probably just end up parking my car back here tonight anyways. But just want to get her a little cleaned off while it's raining. On the Civic, I thought I had a little bit of an oil leak, but after closer inspection, it's just coming from my catch can. One of the fittings wasn't tight, and that got me thinking, like, if it's dripping from that fitting, like, how full is my catch can? Because it hasn't ran that much. I mean, I didn't drain it after the previous motor explosion or throwing a bearing, so I put like, I don't even remember, probably like 100, 200 miles tops on that catch can. So I'm just going to take it out, drain it, see how much is actually in it. Alright, so I'm about to take the Civic on its maiden voyage. I'm going to take it home, which is like 15 miles away. So, should be a little bit of a break-in. I mean, 50 miles there, 50 miles back ain't shit, but I'm putting the miles on. Good, put another 30 miles on it. No problem so far. It seemed like when I left my house it didn't really want to idle right away, but I don't know. Seems to be idling fine now, so little kinks in the tune here and there, obviously, but we'll work it out. Alright, so I just drove my Civic home for the second time, just from the shop, and I had to hit boost to get up to speed. Like, there was no choice other than hitting boost. And as I did that, this little vacuum cap popped off. So I had a pretty gnarly vacuum leak just pulling up to my house here, and luckily I didn't lose it. So I just need to zip tie that back on, because it's really loose. Might get a better quality stopper. So I drove the Civic to work the past couple days, and I was going to do a bolt check yesterday, but I drove it home instead of going to the shop right after work. And right after I hit the fork for the highway to go home or to the shop, I started hearing a weird noise. Didn't know what it was. Looked under the car, and I probably can't see it, but all the bolts from my half shaft here came off. And I lost one bolt for my alternator mount, and all the other ones are loose, like really loose. So got some Loctite, went to the junkyard this morning because those half shaft bolts are special, so I had to steal those. I got those off of CRV, and shout out to Dylan's Auto Salvage out in Byron. They gave them to me for free. It was just 4 bolts, but I go there for everything and they always treat me good, so I'm just gonna throw those bolts back in with some Loctite. I don't remember if I Loctited them before. I thought I did, but guess not. Alright, so I got all the bolts in and Loctited. It's a little hot out today, and I'm outside in the sun, which sucks. That's why I got a shop. So I'm just taking a little bit of a break. Got everything Loctited, everything tighted. I went over all my transmission mounts and engine mounts. Everything else is tight. I pretty much checked every bolt I could see or get to. Some of them I have to go to the shop and actually jack it up higher, and I don't have all my tools here, obviously, because I'm at home, but yeah, she should be all ready to go. Just gotta slap that tire back on and drop her down. Also, when I was under there, it kind of looked like my oil pressure sensor was leaking a little bit, but I can't really get to it, so I don't have the socket for it. So I'll do that at the shop as well. And it's not really being used because I don't have the light. Well, I do, but it doesn't really work. I don't know why. But I have an oil pressure gauge, so it doesn't really matter. Probably, if I can't get it to stop leaking, I'm probably just going to put a plug there, say screw it. Alright, so obviously we got some blow-by issues, but I was smashing on it today. Screw the brake in. Catch can's already full again, so I'm going to figure out a draining situation so I don't have to take it off every time. Just going to run a hose or fitting on the bottom of it and then a hose to a drain plug of sorts so I can just drain it and put another quart of oil in the car. So I've been working, I got the catch can drain all figured out. I got it all hooked back up. I had to drill out 2 more self tappers to drill it a little higher because the fitting I made was a little bit longer. And then I just have it, I don't know if you can see that little fitting right there. Just a cap for now. I'm gonna get a ball valve or something like that so I can actually make it a little easier to drain so I don't have to go under there with 2 wrenches. I still gotta jack it up because I got lowered problems, you know. But put a quart of oil in this biatch and hopefully doesn't fill up too fast. Alright, so I've been doing some research, reading some forums on why my catch can is filling so fast, and the one I was reading was saying that basically my catch can, the fittings on the back of the block, is a shoddy design. It just blows a crap ton of oil through there, and that's why it's filling up so fast. His suggestion was to either drain it back into the pan, which I do have a fitting on the back of the pan already there. It's a Moroso oil pan, or delete those all together and get weld on -10 AN fittings onto the valve cover and run those to my catch can, all in good time. That's gonna take me a while because I need to get the fittings, get them welded on, repaint the valve cover, because you know me, I'm not gonna just put a non-painted valve cover on my car. So for the time being, while it's running and not snowing, I'm just gonna drain the catch can back into the pan. So I got this little fitting here. It fits into the pan and it's got a barbed fitting for a hose. So pretty simple, just make a new hose. You've seen the hose I made the other day where it just goes down and to a plug to drain it. Instead of that hose, it's just gonna be a hose to the block, and hopefully that helps me out a bit. I'll probably have to change the oil a little bit more often because it's not so much of a catch can, it's still venting to atmosphere, but it is what it is. All right, so the Civic runs, it's running good. I got about 3,000 miles on it right now. And that's gonna be it for this week's video. If you like what you saw, give it a thumbs up, comment anything, good, bad, whatever you saw that I did wrong, let me know. Subscribe if you haven't yet. See you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Turbos.